Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Revealing the Narc, and on this channel we dive deep into the intriguing world of narcissism. I'll often use public figures as examples to illustrate how these behaviors can manifest in real life. If this sounds interesting to you, please like and subscribe. And I should mention, everything I say in this channel is in my opinion, and it's all allegedly. I'd also like to clarify that I am not a therapist, and the content shared on this channel is not meant as professional advice. So let's get into this video. I just came across this article, and of course it caught my attention. It was on this website, Cafe Mom, and the title is Meghan Markle reportedly made an inappropriate request of the Queen when she married Harry. And it caught my attention because we know there are probably a million requests she made of the Queen that were inappropriate, but I wanted to find out a little bit more about what this is. So this article, I'm going to split it up into two because I think there's two different chunks. So this will be part one. And in this part, what I'm going to do is talk about the narcissistic traits that may be at play in this request. So let's get into reading the article. Now that Meghan and Prince Harry have had a good amount of distance and time between themselves and their short tenure as married senior royals, more and more details about what may have been going on behind the scenes are coming to light. The latest report, apparently Meghan asked Queen Elizabeth if she could live in the palace rather than a separate home after she and Harry tied the knot, which is a huge no-no. Meghan and Harry initially lived in Nottingham Cottage on the grounds of Kensington Palace, but she thought they'd live somewhere more regal. After their engagement, I was about to read that after their entitlement, which is true. She admitted in their Netflix docuseries, Harry and Meghan, Express reported. According to what royal commentator Kinsey Schofield told GB News, Meghan had actually asked to live in Windsor Castle instead. So just to provide some insight, Prince William and Princess Catherine, they lived in Nottingham Cottage after their marriage from 2011 to 2013. So they were able to do it. The article continues. She wanted to share the same space with the Queen, and she was denied that space for multiple reasons. Okay, let's theoretically, why do you guys think Meghan would want to share the same space with the Queen? My thought is that she wanted to take secret pictures as often as she could and sell them off to the press. The closer she is to the Queen, the more money she can make on the side. But I'm curious to think what you guys think. Leave it in the comments. Kensington Palace sounds very regal. Of course it does. It says palace in the name, but Nottingham Cottage was so small, Meghan said in the docuseries. Harry also noted its small size, including very low ceilings, in his memoir, Spare. And I remember footage of this where they were kind of making fun of living there, that Harry's head would maybe touch the ceiling or something, and how Oprah went there, and Oprah was like, if I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it, or something along those lines. The total ungratefulness is unbelievable. Like, what makes you think, Meghan, that you're even entitled to any of this? She could tell you, go and rent an apartment. She doesn't have to let you live on the palace grounds at all. It's so entitled, it's so ridiculous, and because it's not like me at all, I can't understand it. And then to allow Oprah to come into your home and mock it, have some pride. Regardless of what it is, it's your home. You're going to let this woman you've barely met come in there and talk about, nobody would believe it. It's so rude. And it points to a little bit of the dynamic between Oprah and Meghan. Oprah would not say that stuff, would not say or talk like that and mock the residents if she didn't feel comfortable doing it in front of Meghan. So Meghan had allowed that behavior, whether it was in her body language or words or any conversation she had with Oprah before. Oprah went in there feeling comfortable mocking the home. Okay, so now we're getting into talk about Frogmore. So the home was given to them as a gift or wedding gift from Queen Elizabeth, and they spent about £2.4 million on renovations before they moved in, an amount that was originally funded by taxpayers through the sovereign grant, but later repaid by Meghan and Harry. After the couple left their jobs as senior royals and moved to the U.S., however, King Charles asked them to return the cottage, so they had to move out all of their things. The entitlement, I mean, imagine £2.4 million. First of all, you're not paying to live there. It was a gift. Can you imagine in this economy being told, like, look, you don't have to worry about your mortgage or your rent. We got it covered. Wouldn't you appreciate that? It's unbelievable. And especially when it's like your husband's grandmother and she's the queen. Unbelievable. And then on top of that, to use taxpayer funding to renovate your home and have the taxpayer pay for your brand new kitchen counters and bathroom fixtures. And then you turn around and say, oh, we did this wedding and it was just a show for everybody. The arrogance, the cruelty, the meanness, this is not the heart of someone that's a good person. Here are some images of Frogmore Cottage. It looks so quaint and calm and peaceful, and I bet it's beautiful on the inside. Plus they had £2.4 million in renovations. What a life, right? To be able to live. Unbelievable. So I wanted to talk about a couple of narcissistic traits that may explain some of this behavior from Meghan, these unrealistic expectations of other people, and assuming that Meghan is a narcissist, allegedly, how are these traits factoring in? First up, let's talk about entitlement. So this article suggests that Meghan made a request that many viewed as inappropriate, indicating a strong sense of entitlement. Narcissists often feel they deserve special treatment or privileges that others don't. This trait manifests when individuals believe the rules don't apply to them. By making a bold request to the Queen, Meghan might be exhibiting that sense of entitlement, thinking she has the right to bend royal traditions to her will. Can you imagine making that kind of request and being so cruel to the woman, to Queen Elizabeth here? I want to mention before I continue that I heard a lot of your comments about adding more imagery to my videos, so I'm going to try that with this video, and hopefully you all find it more interesting and more enjoyable to view. Next, we have a lack of empathy. If Meghan's request disregarded the feelings of the Queen or the established norms of the royal family, it highlights a potential inability to understand or care about how her actions affect others. It's literally taking for granted what the Queen has so generously offered you and not understanding that the Queen did this from the kindness of her heart. She lacks the empathy to see that. So narcissists often operate with a self-centered perspective, focusing on their needs without considering the broader impact of their behavior. This lack of empathy can strain relationships and create tension within family dynamics. Moving on to some manipulative behavior. The nature of Meghan's request might indicate a desire to control or influence the situation to serve her interests. Narcissists are skilled at manipulating circumstances to their advantage, often using charm or bold actions to achieve their goals. This manipulation can lead to situations where the needs of others are sidelined, raising questions about the true intentions behind such requests. Next is this concept of fragile self-esteem. So the need to make such a bold request might stem from underlying insecurities. Narcissists often have an inflated self-image that masks their deeper feelings of inadequacy. By making extraordinary requests, Meghan may be attempting to assert her value and importance, seeking validation from both Harry and the public. And actually, I'll go into this a little bit more in part 2, a little bit more behind Meghan's real motivations, I believe, in making this request. And you can already see that she has a fragile self-esteem, and I think she believes her home represents a lot of who she is, and Nottingham Cottage, she didn't feel was representative, and in order to feel better about herself, she wanted a grander home so that she could ward off these feelings of inadequacy with the grandeur of a palatial home. Now let's touch on boundary issues, and I think this is a big contributor to Meghan's request. So this article may highlight Meghan's potential disregard for the boundaries established by the royal family. Narcissists frequently struggle to respect the limits set by others, believing their own desires should take precedence. This behavior can lead to friction within families and communities, as those around them may feel their needs and boundaries are overlooked. And another thing to think about is that narcissists view people as extensions of themselves. So the property of these people is their property as well. What is that like really funny saying? It's like, what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine, or something like that. So that's kind of the attitude I think that Meghan is having, and she doesn't understand that it's really inappropriate to ask to live on the ground or live in the same place that the Queen lives. Image management, I think, is huge in this request as well, because she's aiming at enhancing her public image and reinforcing her narrative, and it reflects the narcissistic tendency for self-promotion. Narcissists are often preoccupied with how they're perceived by others, using any opportunity to bolster their reputation. This drive for image management can overshadow genuine connections and create an environment of superficiality. And we've seen that time and time again in Meghan's behavior. She is so concerned with her public image. Everything she does is calculated. All her friends are strategically chosen, and then they're dropped when they no longer serve her image. This happens with her all the time. I think Jessica Mulroney is one of those examples. I haven't looked into exactly why Jessica Mulroney and Meghan had a falling out, but I think there were some negative things that maybe Jessica said, and she ended up getting canceled. And guess what? If Jessica's canceled, what benefit does she serve Meghan? And in fact, it might actually be harmful for Meghan's reputation to be around Jessica. So, easy to drop people if they're not benefiting her. So I'm wondering how you all feel about all of this. Let me know in the comments what you think. If this was interesting to you, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends if you think they'll find it interesting. I appreciate you guys. I find it so kind that some of you will just drop in a comment to say, doing this for the algorithm. It's really, really sweet. And let me know if you like having these extra images added throughout the video. I appreciate all your time, and I will talk to you all soon. Goodbye.